Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jonathan here. So, 2020 has been a very crazy year for many different reasons. Well, some of these reasons are the 100-year pandemic that we had, the very heated presidential election race, and the very volatile stock market. And the stock market has been so volatile that we went from having all-time highs in February to, again, all-time lows in late March, all the way to having all-time highs again in the fall. And with all this volatility in the market, it can be very hard to invest in the stock market, especially if you're a beginner. So you might be wondering, how do you get started investing in the stock market with so much volatility? So in this video, I'm going to go over the best ways to invest in 2021 for not only beginners, but also for people who have some experience in the stock market already. So please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It greatly helps out the channel and helps push the video out to as many people as possible. And let's get right into the video. With not only the stock market, but also the job market being as crazy volatile as it is, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have a budget in place. And pretty much a budget assigns your dollars jobs. The reason why having a budget is so important when investing in the stock market, it'll tell you how much money you have that you could use to invest in stocks. So I made a detailed video on how to create a budget. I'll link it up somewhere here. But pretty much making a budget is the foundation of anything that has to do with personal finance. So step number 2, you want to open up a Roth IRA. And pretty much what a Roth IRA is that it stands for Roth Individual Retirement Account. And in this account, you can invest after-tax dollars. So pretty much what after-tax dollars is that you get your paycheck from your work, and they've taken out all the taxes and deductions and everything. And it's that money that you put into this account. The main benefit of a Roth IRA is that any money you put into the account, you could take out tax-free. The only caveat to this is that you have to wait till you're 65 to take any money out of this account tax-free. You can always take out the principal, the money that you put into the account, but if you want to take out any of the money that's grown in the account, you would have to pay not only taxes on that money, but you also have to pay a 10% penalty as well. So it's better that you keep the money inside that account. And there's a bunch of brokerages that offer Roth IRA accounts. My personal recommendation for beginners is to use Wealthfront. And the nice thing about Wealthfront is that you could put in your financial situation and the way you view the stock market, and it'll come up with your own personalized investment pie. And anytime you deposit money into that account, it'll automatically invest the money for you throughout that pie. So this could be really good for beginners because a lot of times it could be a very daunting task to have to go and pick stocks and to know and to be diversified and all of that other stuff. And even me, someone who's a little bit more experienced in the stock market, I like using Wealthfront for its simplicity. And another nice thing about Wealthfront as well is that you can actually set up automatic deposits. So once you made your budget, you could just say, okay, well, I have $200 I want to invest every single time I get paid. So you can actually go on their platform and set up automatic deposits into your Roth IRA account, and Wealthfront will invest that money for you. If you are interested in this, I do have a link down below where you can get the first $5,000 managed for free. So I encourage you to check it out if you are interested in Wealthfront. And then another platform that I like to use as well is M1 Finance. And one of the great things I like about M1 Finance is that you can make your own customized investment pie with your favorite stocks or index funds or bonds or whatever you want in it. It's nice because anytime you deposit money into your brokerage account, it'll automatically invest it according to your pie, and it'll always keep you balanced. But I do recommend M1 Finance for people who know a little bit more about the stock market, and I recommend Wealthfront for anybody who's getting started in investing in stocks. So the next thing you have to do to get started investing is you have to do some research. So if you are a beginner and you're new to it, I highly recommend you learn about index funds and what they are. In short, pretty much what index funds are is that they'll take a certain section of the stock market, whether that's the S&P 500, they'll take these different sectors of the market and they'll put it into one index fund. And in these index funds, you could be buying hundreds, if not thousands of different companies, just buying one index fund. So if you decide to use Wealthfront, whatever index funds you use from Wealthfront, I highly encourage you to do some research to learn about them and where your money is going and what companies they represent in those separate index funds. If you do decide to go the M1 Finance way, I do recommend that you do some homework on your stocks. You never want to invest in anything that you don't really know about. Just because some brokerage or some guy on TV or some guy on YouTube like me says that I bought a bunch of a certain stock doesn't necessarily mean that I know what I'm talking about. And it's very important that you're comfortable with the fundamentals of any index fund or stock that you decide to buy. So step number 4, I kind of already alluded to this, is you want to set up automatic deposits to these accounts. And because you made your budget and you know how much money you have that you want to invest, this makes it very easy. For me personally, I like to set it up where the money gets taken out of my bank account the day that I get paid. So it's almost like I never saw the money per se. Like I saw the transactions in my account ledger, but I didn't see it on my current balance section. So it's almost like I'm just automatically investing without even have to think about it. And this is really good, especially if you're someone who forgets sometimes to go and move money into your brokerage account, or even forgets to buy stocks with the money that's in your brokerage account. So then last but not least, all you want to do is just sit back and relax. Investing in the stock market is a long-term play, and you may not necessarily make money immediately, even though it's highly publicized that, there's this guy who bought this stock and sold it 2 months later and made 100x profit. Yes, there's some people who trade like that, but really I just recommend that you sit back and relax. And the reason why I'm such a big believer on the buy and hold strategy of investing in the stock market is that it saves you a lot of the headaches from having to pay short-term capital gains tax, which in some cases can be double your long-term capital gains rate. And your long-term capital gains rate is the rate that you pay for any investment that you've held for longer than a year. If you hold your investments for shorter than a year, they get taxed as ordinary income, which is a higher tax rate. So even with all this volatility in the market, the fundamentals of investing don't really change. There's a lot of people who bought in the bottom of the market in March who have doubled their money since then. And it can be very easy to get FOMO or the fear of missing out. It's very important that you don't waste your time looking backwards and you look forwards and you look to see, okay, what is happening now? Don't worry about what's happened in the past. You can't change the past, but you can decide how your future will go. So with that said, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It greatly helps out the channel and it helps push this video out so that more people can watch it. If you enjoy the way I explain things or my perspective, I highly encourage you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. Also, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I try to respond to as many comments as possible. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I try to post there every day. And thank you for watching. Until next time.